Back to my channel. It's Allison, and today I wanted to stop in and share with you another Cricut Basics, Cricut SOS video with you. I tried this yesterday actually, and somehow part of the file went missing. So I'm going to try again today. So today what I'm going to be showing you is cutting using your Cricut. First of all, I just want to note you do not need to arrange your images and sketch quote unquote layouts like I do in my crafting. I look at the designs that I work from as essentially a sketch before I sit down and actually do it. So everything has been planned out and I know exactly what I'm doing before I begin creating. So having said that, some things in my layouts do not get cut. So some of the things that I do not include in my cutting when I'm ready to do my cutting are things like really tiny type. So in this case, on this layout, it would be little white teefies. Date I don't include because I usually go back and just stamp that myself. I don't include the rectangle that is going to be the picture, the journaling, or the bases that the layouts are going to be. So what I do is come over to the very far right side of my screen. I usually scroll all the way down to the very bottom. If you do want to cut the layout bases, the white and the brown here in the back, your Cricut will not let you do it because they're too large. That's what these caution signs are. The Cricut will only cut up to 11.5 by 11.5 inches. So if it's anything bigger than that, it's a no-go. So because they do not need to be cut, I'm going to select the eye. When I click on it, it hides that image. And I'll click on the next one as well. This does not delete those images, it just hides them so they are not printed with the rest of the images that you, or cut with the rest of the images that you want cut. And then once you are done your cutting and you want to go back to your canvas and put everything back the way it was, you can unclick the eyes and those images will come back. Just a note though, when you do this and you have everything back the way that it was, I always come back up to the save button and select save again. That just makes sure nothing else gets moved or changes from the original design if you don't want it changed. Okay, so now I have taken everything out of the layout or hidden everything in this layout that I don't want cut. The next thing I'm going to do is come up to the green box that says make it. I'm going to select that by clicking on it. So the first screen that will come up is the prepare screen. All of your different colored mats are going to be listed on the left-hand side of the page. These do not mean you need to cut these images from this colored cardstock. You can choose any color you want. Over in the canvas, when you're creating a layout or choosing your images, you can change the colors if you want to, if you plan on using specific colors, or you can just leave them as is. I personally like changing them so that once again, I don't have to think about color combinations and what colors I'm going to use when I sit to create. You will find this tip helpful if you are trying to conserve your paper and you don't want to waste it, or if you're using a piece of paper that is smaller than 12 by 12 inches. So for example, say on the brown mat here, you are using a piece of paper that is longer than it is wide, and you need to move your images around. You can actually rotate the images if you need to. You can move them around. So if, for example, if your mat is really well used in the top left-hand corner because that's where it naturally wants to cut from, you can actually move all the images over to the right-hand side of the page and use, or of the mat, and use that side of the mat instead of the left side. Or like I said, if you're just trying to conserve paper and you have a piece of paper that's 8 by 12, then you are not cutting off the piece of paper that you have to work with. How cool is that? Isn't that such a neat tip? You can do that for all of your mats. So if you don't have a, oh my goodness, what are those? Those are tiny. I'm gonna have to look at that before I actually do my cutting. But anyways, if you have a piece of paper that is not 12 inches wide, move this so that you have a smaller piece of paper that you can work with. It's such a handy little tip to know and to keep in your tool belt for if and when. So if you're happy with the placement of everything and you have decided you are ready to do your cutting, you're going to come down to the very bottom right hand of your screen and click continue. That's going to bring you to your actual cutting page. Now, my page says no device found because I turn my Cricut off after every craft session, only because I think there's a glitch with mine, and after I'm done cutting, the up and down arrow on the machine will continue flashing even though I've selected finish when I'm done my cutting. So to get around that, I just turn the machine off. And yeah, so if your machine was on, it would say what the, I guess, device is, and then you could come down to the bottom right here again and select cut or whatever it is it says. It's a green button. That's it today, my friends. I hope you found this Cricut tutorial helpful, and I hope that it has cleared up any questions you may have had about cutting. As always, if you have any other questions about the Cricut or about cutting specifically, maybe I didn't explain something very well, leave your comments and questions down in the comments section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and a like. I'd really love to hear from you and what you thought of this video. And if you don't want to miss any other videos like this one, if you're new to my channel, definitely select the subscribe button and then hit the little bell. That way you'll be notified every time I post a new video to this channel. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your weekend. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll be back again soon with another video. Bye guys.